In the upcoming episode, we will explore the developmental stages of resilience research and theories from the perspectives of psychology and pedagogy. If you enjoy our content, please follow us on YouTube, like our videos, and share them with others to help us reach a wider audience. We also invite your comments and feedback. Thank you. We can identify four main waves of resilience research, which illustrate the evolution of professional thinking about the concept and the enrichment of its content. The first phase, spanning from 1950 to 1980, primarily focused on describing resilience and identifying factors that make certain individuals more resilient than others despite facing stress and difficulties. The primary goal of the initial studies was to pinpoint the personality traits and environmental influences that contribute to positive adaptation. In the decades following World War II, child psychology concentrated on understanding maladaptive development and negative outcomes such as behavioral disorders, neglect, and developmental deficits. However, during the 1950s and 1960s, several pioneering researchers, including Norman Garmese, Emmy Werner, and Michael Rutter, observed that some children remained well-adjusted and developed normally despite severe challenges. Werner and Smith's 1955 and 1992 famous Kauai longitudinal study demonstrated that approximately one-third of children considered high risk followed a resilient developmental path. They introduced the description vulnerable but invincible for these resilient children, which later became the symbolic slogan of the resilience approach. At the same time, Norman Garmese from the University of Minnesota examined the relationship between stress and competence as part of Project Competence. He observed that adaptive children are characterized by their ability to behave competently even in stressful situations. British child psychiatrist Michael Rutter formulated the concept of protective factors. According to him, risk does not equal inevitable harm, because protective mechanisms in the child's environment, such as family cohesion, success at school, or stable attachment, can mitigate the negative effects on the child. By the 1970s, resilience had become a key concept in developmental psychology, linking the study of personality, environment, and life events. Personality psychology has significantly contributed to the understanding of resilience, particularly in its early stages by identifying several traits that predict or enhance resilient responses in stressful situations. These traits include extroversion, emotional stability, low neuroticism, conscientiousness, high self-efficacy, and an internal locus of control. Initially, resilience was described as a relatively static characteristic, perceived as an internal resource that endures even amid difficulties and serves as a form of resistance. The state concept suggests that an internal psychological immune system allows individuals to maintain or restore their mental balance during or after crises, traumas, and stressful events. This concept of resilience persists today, particularly in theories that posit resilient functioning arises from biologically and genetically determined factors. Research supports this notion. For instance, Feder, Charney, and Abe indicate that characteristics of the dopaminergic system and the neurobiological mechanisms of self-regulation influence an individual's resilience in stressful situations. Consequently, resilience may be understood as an inherited or fixed ability that an individual either possesses or does not. One significant outcome of the first era was the emergence of developmental psychopathology. The concept of resilience highlighted the continuity between normal and abnormal development. Consequently, childhood psychological disorders began to be understood in terms of developmental pathways rather than merely as symptom clusters. Research on resilience shifted focus from identifying the invulnerable child to examining the contextual factors that facilitate adaptation. By the 1970s, resilience had become a key concept in developmental psychology, connecting the study of personality, environment, and life events. If you enjoy our content, please follow us on YouTube, like our videos, and share them with others to help us reach a wider audience. We also welcome your comments and feedback. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and haven't explored the other videos on our channel yet, now is the perfect time to check them out. Please consider following us, liking our videos, and sharing them with others to help us reach a wider audience. We also welcome your comments and feedback. Let's grow together!